What's up, boss babes? Are you ready for another night of magic and taking a risk? Don't you love it? You guys, I'm so excited. Week 3 is here. Week 3 is here. Congrats. Blow up the feed, blow up the chat. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from, whose unit you're in, what you're excited about, what risks you're taking. Have you printed your Boss Babes book? If you haven't, please get that downloaded. Your director has all the info for you, all the scoop that you need to know, especially if you are a new girl on the block and you are just joining us. This is what that looks like. It's just a PDF version. If you have the Boards app, why should you take a risk? Pray over really what your business is expecting from you this week. But this is what I want to start with today. Today, you guys, NSD Caterina Harris Earle is your mentor. I'm so excited for you to hear her story of bravery. We are excited about being a risk taker. And I'm going to rewind it right here and really ask you to look at this in your notebook. You guys, what is a boss babe? A confident, ambitious woman who takes charge of her life and career with a strong sense of empowerment. You guys, we want you to feel empowered to create a life you love. And what's a risk taker? Somebody willing to venture into uncertainty, embrace challenges, and opportunities with courage and potential for significant rewards, you guys. It will pay off when you dig deep, when you dive in, and when you are ready to rock and roll this Mary Kay thing, you guys. I am so incredibly excited to meet tonight's boss babe. Here we go. Caterina, take it away.
Hey, passionate, powerful, disciplined, and fun. My life is so rich because of God's Son. I share Mary Kay with women and men of quality, and that is how you claim the position as an NSD, leading women of purpose with a vision and with a plan, with 10 brand new sales directors on that Seminar 2024 stage. We will stand looking sugar sharp and fine in our national sales director suit. The freedom, the flexibility others dream of. And did they tell you about all the loot? We will not rest. We will join the best. The path has been laid, and the mission is also very clear. We are stepping into that diamond circle position this year, for it is our season and it is our day. A fresh anointing is flowing my and your way. The best is yet to come, on that you can bet, and you ain't seen nothing yet. I am that pink Escalade driving and diamond circle striving National Sales Director Caterina Harris Earle from Brentwood, California today, and Chicago, Illinois sometime next week. And I am so excited to be here. Oh my gosh, I'm sharing with you a little bit about being a boss babe. So how about that introduction? Go ahead. Give me some love in the chat, because a powerful affirmation is definitely what every boss babe needs. You know, I learned so long ago from my mentor, Gloria Mayfield Banks, about how you present yourself physically, image-wise, and how you present yourself, the words that come out of your mouth when you very first wake up in the morning. Do you wake up and say, "Oh Lord, it's morning," or do you wake up and say, "Good morning, Lord"? So we're talking about taking risks. Oh my gosh, I've been taking risks a long time. And the person who doesn't take a risk, well, their life is not very interesting. I'm telling you. I wish I had put a picture of myself jumping out of a plane. That was a risk I took, and I had my best year ever as a unit club director when I did that. I'm not going to talk to you about needing to jump out of a plane today, but I will tell you some of the risks that I took, y'all, starting Mary Kay 1991, all those years ago, 30 plus years ago, with no cash. I had no cash. I needed money. It was the reason that I started. And so it was a risk to write a $100 check on February 14th and fall in love with Mary Kay. That was a risk. I remember taking a risk when I really wanted to move up in my business. And my mother, I lived in Northern California. My mother lived in Southern California. We're talking a 6-7 hour drive. I had no gas money. Are you hearing me? No gas money. But I had 6 people that agreed to book a party for me. This is BC, before cell phones and before computers. And all of them booked a party. And that is how I was going to reimburse my bill money for the gas money from what I was going to earn from these skincare classes. Do you know that every one of them canceled? Every one of them canceled. And I had to really humbly go to my mother and ask her for money. But I took a risk and I kept on going. And do you know that pretty soon I had a free car with Mary Kay? I remember taking a risk when I took a leave of absence from my job. My job was very demanding. I was working 60 plus hours a week for the mayor's office, and I was in grad school at USC getting my master's degree, and I was in DIQ, which stands for do it quick. I was trying to do it quick. I had earned the use of my very first free car, 4 months of car production, and now I was in my third month of DIQ, and I remember taking a risk that I decided that the difference between finishing in 3 months and that fourth month was if I would just have those extra 60 hours back. And that is how I took my leave of absence, and I never went back. Do you know that that was the best decision that resulted in a Cadillac decision? People want the promise without going through the process. People want the promise without going through the process. And I decided, even though I made a lot of mistakes along the way, my word for this year is grace. And I had to constantly give myself grace. I decided that I wanted the promise and I was willing to go through the process. My why, you guys, oh my gosh. I remember I started when I was 24 and I had graduated from college and I had all this stuff going on. I was president of the school and I was running this and running that. And then I went to just a job and just school. I remember coming home and becoming a couch potato. So one of my whys was I wanted a life. I was thinking this life of just going to work, and I was only going to school so that I could get my master's degree because everyone in the nonprofit world makes no money, but they're highly educated. So I needed my master's. And so my why was because I was bored. My why was because I had $50,000 undergraduate student loan and a $60,000 graduate school loan. And I was a nonprofit manager. That was my why. I remember when my why was a phone call that came in the middle of the night from my mother that her car had broken down on I-5 in Los Angeles in the fast lane at 3 a.m. She had a bummed car. This was when you first heard the word carjacking and this gang activity had taken place. And I was so scared for my mother. She needed a new car. My why was I had just bought a car with my Mary Kay income, my very first car that I ever bought, but it was brand new and I could now win a car. So this is before I went on Target and I made the decision that I was going to go for a free car because I wanted to give the new car I had purchased to my mother. All of a sudden, when my why was so big, the facts didn't matter. I had kind of a jacked up team. Some people were, we all loved each other, but it wasn't a whole lot happening. But I'm telling you, that was the month, January 1992, that I recruited one woman named Angela who changed my life. And she made a difference in us earning our very first Cadillac. What did I learn in the process? Oh my gosh, so many things. But the biggest thing I would say is obstacles cause some people to break, but they cause many and most to break records. You know, which one are you going to be? The person who breaks down or the person who breaks through? And so I made a decision that Mary Kay was a safe place to grow. I made a decision that you couldn't necessarily always have it all, but I sure saw a lot of Proverbs 31 women in this business that were not just physically sharp, not just smart, not just financially successful, but they had great heart and they loved the Lord and they seemed to have quality marriages and quality relationships. Doesn't mean it was absent of problems, but I was like, wow, I want that life. I learned that I could create that for myself. And so much as I look all around what I've been blessed to create, not just physically, but the non-tangible things, it's come as a result of my risk-taking in this business. I learned that Mary Kay is not hard. It's very simple, but it requires execution. And the execution sometimes is hard. The variable in this business was me. So I really worked to master the hustle and the heart. I learned that I had to be willing to kind of throw my heart over the line because sometimes women are liars, cheaters, and fornicators of the truth. Sometimes they say they're going to do one thing and they do something else, and that can be frustrating. And I learned that, you know what I can control is the number of people I ask. What I can control is my effort. Some people water, some plant, but God brings the increase. And that's what I believe for my business is I just had to keep watering. I had to keep planting and watering. I said that backwards, the pastor's wife. I had to keep planting and watering, planting and watering. Nothing replaces the numbers. People are not a number. You're present with the individual, but I had to be willing to work the numbers. My doorbell just rang, and it was a FedEx woman, and she was gorgeous makeup, and I had to work to get her number. Big old pink Escalade outside. She delivered these, you guys. She delivered these. Can you believe this is the Mary Kay jewelry? I mean, oh my gosh, so many rewards that have come. I just thought I would show this. Is this not unbelievable? The jewels that you could earn. I mean, costume. I love this one. But let's just put these on. I mean, I call this the big girl. This is just quarter sales, 500,000. Unbelievable. We have an event coming up, and so I just happen to have the Mary Kay jewels, Diamond Bumblebee. I mean, money is a measure of the pleasure you sit into other people's lives, and certainly these are not going to, the 40 carats of diamonds I've earned from Mary Kay are not going to be the biggest things that I've gotten from my business, but they are among the biggest things I've gotten. They're pretty cool. They're only got it when you ain't got them. So nothing replaces those numbers, and hustle will trump perfection any day. You got to work it. And so I just want to challenge you to believe that the risk taking is worthwhile. Some of the things that happened for me, y'all, listen to this. I did not quit. I didn't quit. Even though I was inspired, sometimes I was frustrated, but I didn't quit. I learned that 4 months can make a difference. 4 months of hard hitting, consistent activity, whatever your game plan. For us, it was 5 leads a day, 2 bookings a day, 3 to 5 interviews every single week, $600 in sales that came from 6 strong faces, and a weekly accomplishment sheet of always being on time for my success meeting. I learned that effort could pay me like a doctor without having to go to school for 20 years. I worked, and after those 4 months of car qualification, 3 months later, we became a director for a unit. And 3 months after that, we earned our first Cadillac. I learned, wow, some true amazing things can happen when I put my blinders on and I get busy. I learned that I could work for myself. I mean, a lot of people have never thought of what it would be like to wake up when your eyes open rather than when somebody else tells you you have to be there. I learned that it's pretty cool to have a Cadillac, and the Cadillac income allowed me as a single woman to build my first home and to create a life that I wanted to have. Y'all, my husband came out of my starter kit. What did I gain for risk taking? I mean, I met my husband because his cousin is a Mary Kay sales director, Beverly Rogers, and we went to DIT training, director training in Dallas the same time. We met Mary Kay the exact same day. And as a result, 21 years later, she introduced me to her cousin. So all of my abundance of grandchildren, I wasn't blessed to give birth to children myself. And so all of my grandchildren I inherited because I took risks in Mary Kay. Is that pretty cool? Y'all, check this out. It's a picture of me and Mary Kay. Is that unbelievable? That's me in Mary Kay's office. Brand new sales directors. It was the company's 35th anniversary. My very first top director trip came this year. It's just unbelievable. And I met Mary Kay Ash because I took risks, had a private 90-minute meeting with her. You know, there are 4 things that people really, really, really want. They really want friendships. I have the richest, most amazing friendships. I have all of my, this orange picture right behind me is all of my close magic national girlfriends. But so many, all of these nationals that you have been blessed to watch and see that are boss babes. We travel the world together. Women want 4 things. They want friendship. Next, they want personal growth. You know what? We don't want to grow this way and this way, but it is so good to grow. It's so good to grow. The personal growth is priceless. The third thing women want is money. If they lie about that, they lie about other things too. You need a little bit or a lot of extra cash. And if you just will do the math, and you realize that the average, I wish I had my exact stats, but the average household median income is like $70,000. It's kind of crazy. And the average raise that people get is like 2 to 3%. If you just earn $72 a year because you sold 1,200, you did $300 weeks. So from those $300 weeks, you ordered 600 and you profited 600. That would give you 7,200 for the year. If you take 7,200 and you divide it by 100,000, I know some of you are making 100,000, a lot aren't, but that's a 7% raise. That's almost a double raise above what most people get in America. So women want friendship, number one. They want personal growth. Number three, they want money, and then they want strong relationships, and we've built that. This business has made a difference for me internally, externally, and eternally. It's been so amazing, all because I took a risk and became an MK Boss Babe. I hope that you will fall in love with all the joys that come. It will never be easy, but it always will be worth it. Bye-bye.
Wow. Oh, girl. Oh,
Really?
this makes me so happy. All right. Hang on. I want to rewind her just one little smidgy minute right here. And you guys, please blow the chat up with my girlfriend here. Oh, all right. Blow the chat up. Tell us what you are taking away from Caterina Harris Earle. Oh my gosh, the pages of notes. So awesome. She said her why is she was bored. She said she had $50,000 in debt and was back in school with a $60,000 bill to get her master's. Her why was so big that the facts didn't matter. Her mom sitting on the freeway in Los Angeles when the gang activity started. There's a motivator. You guys, we have got to get clear. She said, I had a jacked up team. How many of you thought, okay, I can do this? Oh my gosh. She said women are liars, cheaters, and fornicators of the truth. I love that so much. She said people will disappoint you, but the numbers never will. Keep planting, keep watering. Money is a measure of the pleasure you send into the lives of others. And the last thing I want to leave you with that she said was hard-hitting, consistent activity. You guys, what is your takeaway? Wow, just wow. Okay, so we are super excited to lay down the gauntlet on week 3, you guys. We got to hit it hard. We got a hard-hitting, consistent activity week ahead of us. Making a new decision, you guys. Your life can change with one decision backed by action. And I want to challenge y'all for that to be this week. Love you big. Happy Boss Babes week number 3. We're happy you're here.